don't have to keep your arms up to let them dry though. They kind of just dry on their own, but you can do that and just go like this. So it dries, you know what I mean? Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing kind of a compare and contrast, but then we're also going to be doing a recommendation. So we're going to be comparing the Kosas deodorant versus the AHA one versus the Necessaire AHA deodorant. And then I'm also going to be talking about my recommendations for other clean beauty deodorants out there in the marketplace. So we're kind of doing a bunch of things. We're doing like a clean beauty deodorant video, but we're also doing a Kosas deodorant versus the Necessaire deodorant video. We're going to be talking about that. And I'm really excited to get into it. And I'm going to let you know at the end, which is my favorite deodorant and all of that, wrapping it up in a nice little bow. And this video is like right in the nick of time because we're all sweating out. Okay, if you're not, I am. I'm sweating out all the time. I sweat out in 30 degrees. I literally cannot stand. Being hot is a nightmare for me because I'm literally always sweating. I don't know what it is. Let me know if I'm alone, but do you also sweat a ton even when it's unnecessary? Like I could be shivering, but I'll also be sweating. And I wonder if it has to do with the fact that I'm perpetually, forever, dehydrated because I don't drink any water. I'm not one of those people that when they sweat, they don't smell, which is, I know somebody, and I'm not going to say who they are, not that you know them, but I know somebody who, in all the time I had known them, I didn't know that they didn't wear deodorant because they never really, that they stopped wearing deodorant at a certain point because I never noticed that they smelled ever, they never smelled sweaty or anything to me. They just stopped wearing deodorant at a point in their life and they just don't smell. What's it like to live my dream? What's it like to have won the lottery? What do you mean? I'm so impressed by that. So I didn't know that actually was a thing because that could never be my life. Very excited to get into this video. I just want to jump in and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this Kosas deodorant versus Necessaire deodorant video and this clean beauty deodorant video. Okay, let's get into it, you guys. So first, I have this here. This is the Kosas Sport Serene Clean deodorant. This is the Kosas Sport Chemistry AHA Serum Deodorant. And again, I have this scent, Serene Clean. They have two scents. So they have this one and a new one. So this is the oldest of the scents. And then they have a new one, which is in a light blue bottle, I believe. And then they have a white bottle, which is unscented. And then I have the Necessaire deodorant gel. And this is in the scent eucalyptus. I love the scent eucalyptus. And so, oh geez, dropping things left and right. So we'll be talking about these comparably to each other. First, let's get into the Kosas Sport. This is the first kind of AHA deodorant I used. And let me just freaking tell you something. If you suffer with ingrown hairs under your arms, if you have curly hair, that happens a lot, or you have dark underarms, which happens to a lot of people out there, and honey, it's rude, it's disrespectful, and I'm done here. This will really, AHA products in general are so good for clearing that up. I used to have really dark underarms, and I used to get ingrown hairs a lot, and let me tell you something, I don't anymore. My underarms are, I would show you my underarms, but no one asked, no one wants to see that, but also I'm wearing a sweater, I'd be too involved, but my underarms are no longer dark, they are literally what the color that they are meant to be, and it's so great, it's so nice. And if I do, let's say, get an ingrown hair or something like that every once in a while, which I don't think I've had in at least a year at this point, this has been good at kind of keeping everything at bay, if that makes sense. It clears it up quick and it helps with any darkness that you get or the hyperpigmentation, at least I get under my arms from getting ingrown hairs, which quite frankly, again, is disrespectful because you're done here. And I really enjoy this scent. The Serene Clean scent is it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a very clean, a little bit of a floral scent, but nothing too intense. I really enjoy this. Now, I haven't tried their new scent, but I have tried their unscented one. In general, I always prefer my deodorant to have scent, but the unscented one was good. I would say maybe not as good in my mind to this one, but it's also just because I like the extra comfort of the scent being there. And the scent isn't strong, it doesn't linger, but I understand a lot of people don't like stuff to have scent or can't use stuff with scent, and the unscented one is great. I didn't smell when I used that one. Really, really good. Okay, so the next, let's talk about the Necessaire deodorant. So this is in, unlike the Kosas Sport one, this is in a glass container, which is really nice, very luxurious feeling. And both of these have like roller balls, so you can kind of see they're rollerball style deodorants, which I never used to enjoy because your underarms are wet. I don't like it because it makes me feel like I'm sweating, even if I'm not, and then I kind of have to wait for it to dry. You don't have to keep your arms up to let them dry, though. They kind of just dry on their own, but you can do that and just go like this. So it dries, you know what I mean? You kind of just get some wind under there and then it dries quicker. But this is kind of similar in that respect. And now this is also the same thing. So this is the Necessaire deodorant gel, and this has AHA in it, multi-acid deodorize, protect, comfort. And I will say the scent of the Necessaire ones, I smelled other ones. I do believe they have an unscented one, if I am correct. And then they have the eucalyptus one, and they might have other scents, but what I'm looking at here is just the eucalyptus. I really enjoy, so the body wash I have from them that I repurchase time and time again is the eucalyptus scent. I just really enjoy it, and my husband really enjoys the smell too, which is really nice, so that he, like, it's not too like sweet for him or anything like that. He really enjoys the scent. So this is really nice. It's very strong though. What I will say is I think that in terms of scent profile, in terms of scent, the Necessaire one is stronger and lingers a little bit more. So you can smell it after you apply it, but it fades pretty quickly. But it is something to note that this is a stronger scent. Now, what I did notice, because I was using this exclusively since I got it, to kind of compare how it was to the Kosas one, is what I did notice is at the end of the day with the Kosas one, sometimes I had not whiteness or anything like that under my arms, but I had, not residue, what was it? Almost like pilling from my shirts. Yeah, like pilling from my shirt sometimes under my arms, which just happens. It happens. It's not a bad thing. But I've noticed that I had that. And with the Necessaire one, I noticed that I did not have that. And I don't know why. And it wasn't a time where I was wearing different types of sweaters or different types of shirts. I was, I was wearing all the same stuff because it hadn't gotten very hot yet when I was doing like the full side-by-side testing. And I noticed that being a difference. I didn't get ingrown hairs with this. And I also really kept my underarms looking really, really bright and shiny. So bright and shiny, am I okay in this video? So I would say that these are actually fairly comparable and very much do something very similar. I do think that the scent is definitely different. The rollerball is very similar. The container style is different for sure. This is glass. This one's a little bit more luxurious feeling. This one now has 2 scents and one that is unscented. This one has 1 scent and 1 unscented. Should I double check that before I'm just spewing off lies? Yeah, that's right. So those are the 2 scents. So now I know that Necessaire also has one that isn't like a gel, that's like a regular one. And what I will say is I do not feel like that deodorant was as good as this one. The problem a lot of the time with non-toxic deodorants or clean deodorants, whatever you want to call them, is a lot of the time they can stain your white t-shirts. And as we're going into summer, we can't have that. And the stain tends to be more on the yellow side. Now, neither of these leave yellow marks on my t-shirt. Neither of these do anything like that, which is really, really nice and refreshing because a lot of the time, like I said, you can get some yellow staining. Now, it's not always with everything, but I think a lot of the times, like deodorants that are more gel style, more rolly ball style, you have less likelihood of that happening because a lot of more clean deodorants have stuff like coconut oil and stuff like that in them that can not always create a stain when they're wet. And I think also a lot of the time with deodorants in general, not just clean ones, the ones that are more traditional style, not rolly ball ones, if let's say you're sweaty, okay, you came in, it's hot outside, and you're like, whoa, I want to put on some deodorant. And you don't fully dry off your underarms, like fully dry them off before you apply the deodorant. They don't work that well, whereas with these, they work well if your underarms are wet already with deodorant, because I've tested that out, and also if you dry them off. And also kind of when you're in the in-betweensies, where it's like, it's a little damp, but it's not like you're not soaked with sweat, which like happens to me all the time. These are great. And I've also noticed I wear deodorant before bed because, again, I'm really, really like sweaty and I get really hot and I sweat out in bed weekly. Like I am constantly sweating in bed. And so these like help me so much because I don't feel smelly, but also I just feel like it helps control the sweat under my arms specifically. But I sweat out like just everything. Like I don't know what it is. The second it gets hot, which is great for body acne, by the way, but like the second it gets hot, my body acne just starts freaking out a little bit because I get a lot more sweaty. So these are really good. I enjoy these a lot. So let's move on to like more traditional deodorants. Let's get into the nitty gritty. First things first. The native deodorant, and this is the eucalyptus and mint scent. And let me tell you something. Run. You need it. You need it. It's so freaking good. If you like a traditional deodorant, it's so good. It is so freaking good. And this scent specifically, there's also a cucumber mint, which I really enjoy. But this one is really, really good. And my husband also really enjoys using this. So it is just so good. Keep smell at bay all day, like all day. I'll sweat out at night and I'll wake up smelling like a dang daisy. Like it's so freaking good. I really, really like native deodorants, and this is such an affordable price. I don't know, they're just so, so good. And I've talked about this before in videos, and I've recommended it before, but if you're looking for something, this is really good. And I do not find that this stains my t-shirts. And I wear a lot of white t-shirts. They're my favorite things to wear in summer and spring, and just like look so cute with jeans and like some sandals. Like some really cute sandals, but keep it real basic. Cute accessories, can't. This is like great, obsessed, so good. Okay, next I have this. So this one I've talked about a ton on this channel too. So this is the Ursa Major Hop and Fresh deodorant, and the scent I personally like. Oh, I feel like there's a theme here. Eucalyptus and mint, and this is also eucalyptus and mint. I just love eucalyptus, but this is really, really good. This is a really nice deodorant because, oh, I should have showed you this one. This is just like traditional style. Oh, this is also traditional style, but this one is traditional, but it has like, I don't know why I'm opening this, like you're going to be able to know what I'm talking about. It has like more of a jelly feel to it. So it doesn't feel like when you're using like the white stick, like let's say the native, it doesn't have that same consistency. It feels a little bit more jelly, although it's like more of a traditional style deodorant that you like twist up. It's really, really good. It lasts really long. And I haven't noticed with this one, I have used this probably longest out of a lot of the deodorants, a lot of staining. There are occasions though that when, no, actually, no, not this one, the other one. So they have a different scent that gave me a little bit more staining. This one didn't, but I do believe it might not have been the Hopping Fresh. But this one specifically, I have not experienced staining on my t-shirts, and I have experienced protection all day and smelled like a dang daisy. That's what we want. Okay, next, here we are. So I love this brand. So this is Milk and Honey, the brand. And when I first moved in to using more clean deodorants, I actually had their pot, and I don't know where it is because I had one, but in my move, I think I might have misplaced it, but I had their pot, and I had their lavender and vanilla or lavender and honey scent, and I was obsessed with it. And it was a pot where you apply with your fingers. Obsessed with that. But that one stained my t-shirts a ton, you guys. Like a lot. But I couldn't stop using it. It was so good. It was so much better than any deodorant I'd ever used. Like it was just so, so good. And I tried it when I was on a girls trip to Texas with a lot of my girlfriends, and such a fun trip. But anyways, I digress. But it was so, so good, and everyone really, really liked it, and everyone definitely had different preferences, right? Like we don't all like the same type of products at all. We're definitely very different, and I was so surprised that we all really enjoyed it. So when they came out with a stick, and this is their regular strength stick, and this is their lavender and tea tree one, I will say, oh, it's so good. I just like earthy smells for deodorants. I don't know what it is, because I feel like it mixes with sweat smell the best, and it doesn't, like when you mix, I don't know, like figs or whatever the other scent, like cloud smell or whatever the scents that they always give, it always gives like a sweat mixed with that smell scent, and I feel like earthier smells don't do that. Oh, I love this deodorant. It's so, so good. I just applied under my arms. They have an extra strength, but my personal favorite is their regular strength deodorant. And I feel like this one, unlike the pot deodorant, I didn't have the issue of staining. Now, I do occasionally get staining with this one on my t-shirts, but this one is so freaking good, and I still have it in my collection. I mean, I don't want to run out of this. It's really good. And the staining doesn't really bother me that much. And on days where I know, like this scent here, she blocks it all out. Like she's really good on days where I'm like, okay, I need a super, super strong scented deodorant and I want it to be more traditional style. I don't necessarily want to grab one of my gel formulas, my AHA ones. This is so good. I'm obsessed with it. All of these deodorants are really, really nice, and they keep, especially the traditional ones, like definitely keep scent at bay. The one that I would say stains t-shirts the least would be the the native deodorant. I have not experienced any staining with this, and the Ursa Major. Now this one has a little bit of staining, but it is such a nice deodorant. I really, really do enjoy it. And this is like ever so slight staining. It's not like a lot of staining, if that makes sense, but it occasionally, and it's not every day, it's an occasional thing. But what I found with the staining that this gives t-shirts, let's say if it does stain, it's very easy to get out, whereas other deodorants, like the other one that's in the pot, I noticed was really hard to get that staining out of my t-shirts. So huge fan. Now let's talk about my favorite deodorant. It's got to be one of these two. Now, out of these two, I don't necessarily have one favorite, but what I will say is I do like the clean scent that the Kosas deodorant has, and the container itself is really easy to travel with, whereas I feel like a glass container is a little bit harder to travel with. Not the worst. You can do it, but I just find that this is nice and it's more travel friendly, because glass, when it breaks, honey, like I don't want an explosion all over my stuff. But I really do actually enjoy these equally. I find them to be really comparable. Again, scent here is definitely the biggest difference, and the component is the biggest difference. Glass, squishy tube, stronger scent, light scent, more earthy scent, more like light, clean scent. And I feel like, although I said I prefer deodorants with an earthy scent, I do feel like this Serene Clean is just as good. She's up there knocking everything out of the dang park. Like just so, so good. So I'm a huge fan of both of these. And if I had to say again, this might etch out the Necessaire, the Kosas deodorant might etch out the Necessaire gel deodorant ever so slightly because of scent, but I do really, really enjoy these. And I think if you struggle, again, dark underarms, ingrown hairs, you want something that is, maybe you've noticed that deodorants don't work that well for you in general, I think the AHA ones might like be game changing for you genuinely, because although I love my other deodorants, these are it. Like this is what I'm currently grabbing, currently loving, currently obsessing over. I would love to know your thoughts down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.